Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Couch Potato Queen's Bachelor Recap.
Welcome! I am Kendra, and this is Alex. And tonight we're going to go over Season 25, Episode 5. So, if you weren't watching last night, get ready because we're going to cover quite a bit of ground here. This episode covers like multiple days, whereas we've been getting like a few hours. So, get ready. The episode's positioned as dramatic from the beginning as we see Kit and Queen walking, doing a little power walk outside, and they are talking about how they hate all the new girls, and then the new girls walk by. It's Ryan and Brittany, and Queen makes some stupid comment about, "Ew, disgusting," and so we know from the get-go this is what it's going to be about, right?
You can definitely tell here that Queen is on her way out because they have been shoehorning in as much Queen content as they can here.
Yes.
Even just that little snippet of them power walking and being like, ew, here they come right now.
You almost didn't need it. So it's the fact that they threw it in there, you know that this is what we're going to be talking about, and you know it's going to be all about Queen. So we get into some interviews with the girls. The new girls start saying that they're hearing a lot of this versus stuff, the varsity versus JV girls, which is going to come up throughout the episode. So the new girls are noticing that, and they're really not happy about it. MJ steps in and is just being real catty about everything. She starts saying that they need to send the JVs home, and the varsity squad is here to stay. And I mean, I don't know. I don't like all this back and forth, to be honest. Katie feels like she has a leg up because she was the one who brought all of this to mass attention. So she looks like the one who doesn't get involved with this shit. I agree. How do you feel about Katie's position here?
If I was in Katie's situation, I don't know if I would say something to Matt because always like the good person in me, like obviously is going to say something to Matt, but the competitive reality show knowledge person, like there's no way. There's absolutely no way. You are setting yourself up for failure right now. And you're setting yourself up to have a major target on your back.
I totally agree. But then seeing how she did it last week, I think that she's kind of right. I think that he didn't, as of right now, no one knows it was her who said anything. So I think that he took it well and didn't see it as her like trying to get into the drama.
Yeah.
So I do.
It's very much she's just done with the crap. She's done with the bullshit, and she's ready to get to the bottom of it. And up until this point, anytime that bullshit has been brought up to Matt, he's just kind of like been a deer in headlights who doesn't really understand how to deal with it. And it almost seems like the producers had to be like, Matt, you have to deal with this. Yeah. You can't just ignore it or send the person home that said something to you.
You know what? The amount of times that he says he needs to create a safe space for these girls, I bet that's what the producers kept telling him. Like,
I have heard of like a Fed line. That is it.
Yes.
100%.
Yes. So then the episode jumps right into a rose ceremony cocktail party, where Matt needs to now address this mob mentality that is happening. That's what he calls it, a mob mentality and a culture of bullying. Those are the two phrases he used I like. And so he wants to address these things, and he says that if you have to belittle someone to make yourself shine, then you don't have the qualities of the wife that he wants. So
work.
I agree. Immediately he pulls Anna aside. Or Brittany first, sorry.
Brittany first.
He pulls Brittany aside in front of everyone. I don't think that he should have singled her out like that personally, because she was the one that was being harmed. And so I think that he should have taken the villain first and talked to her first, just because like Brittany's already been ostracized.
I don't know. I kind of think he did the right thing by taking Brittany first because
Yeah,
she's probably feeling shitty right now. She's
I
just had
agree.
for anybody who doesn't remember, she just had somebody call her an escort on national TV.
Mhm.
She had somebody say that she was a prostitute, and she has said that she's not, and she is upset that someone has said that about her. So she's
Mhm.
probably not feeling too good, and she's probably worried that Matt believes it. So
Yeah.
have him be like, no, let's talk about this. I want to hear your side of the story. I would rather have someone talk to me first than have to
Mhm.
worry that he's going to believe what Brittany or to believe what Anna says
What
first.
Anna says. Yeah,
I'd
I
rather
see
have
that.
them hear my side of the story first. So I
Yeah,
think that he did the right thing.
I can see that. I do think he should have talked to her first. I just think he shouldn't have pulled her out in front of the group like that.
Yeah.
Because then it's still just setting her apart from everyone again still. But I mean, for her, it probably is good. I'm thinking for the house, it probably isn't good.
Yeah. The house, they're probably just like, of course he's taking Brittany first.
Right. Exactly. So we hear some of their conversation. She essentially said what you just said. She gave us a story of what happened last week, that she was called an escort. She's not. This, her family is watching. This could be really damaging to her. She has a career. So, Matt is rightfully aghast at hearing this. He's not happy about it. He hears that it was Anna, so he goes and pulls Anna out next. And Anna mentions that this is just out of her character. She feels so stupid. She's putting it all back on herself, but and she's apologizing, but she just keeps calling herself stupid, and that this is not what anything she would have ever done, and she just made a stupid comment, and who the fuck told him that it was her? And
Okay, but do you believe that this is out of Anna's character?
no, I don't. I think that this probably happens to her often, and she probably does feel really bad about it, but that she got called out, and she doesn't usually get called out.
I believe this is 100% on brand for Anna, and she's like, wow, I got to make myself look better because whoops, I'm on TV. And
Yep.
Anna's realizing in this moment that she's getting the villain edit. She's like, whoops. I
Yep.
thought it was Queen who was getting the villain edit, but oh my God, it's me. And that's definitely the vibe you can see. She is ready to go on that apology tour. She is ready to do
Mhm.
whatever it takes to not have America hate her. But girl, it's
Mhm.
too little, too late.
I would 100% agree. And I do think that she looks like she's pissed.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know if she's pissed at herself or who. Yeah, she's just
she looks mad.
in the car. So Matt sends her home. So
She's
because
gone.
immediately,
She's
because
out.
he needs to create a safe space. He has a responsibility to these women. So those are the two lines he keeps saying over and over again. So she gets in the car and she's sitting in the car like this. Just mad at herself. Like, I'm expecting her to start throwing her fists around. But I mean, I'm glad she's home. She needed to be sent home immediately. I agree. I don't think that he could have. I think it would have been unfair for him to continue to the rose ceremony with her.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Any other feelings about Anna?
No, I'm glad she's gone. Girl, bye.
Cool.
See ya.
I agree.
Bye.
So then we see the rest of the girls. Again, MJ is being catty. She's trying no tears, Lori. No
Agreed.
tears shed here. MJ's trying to say that she needs to make Matt feel better immediately because she is just frantic about how he thinks the house is toxic and it isn't toxic, and she needs to make sure that he believes that. Which is now getting curious because we know that last episode MJ was being pretty catty, just not really to anyone to their face so much, but in all these little interviews, she was just being kind of a little bitch about everything.
Just comments here and there.
Yeah, always had something to say where it didn't really seem like anything needed to be said. So now it's got me thinking she did something. So the girls start talking about the energy in the house. Chelsea, interestingly enough, agrees with Queen that the house isn't toxic. All of the OG girls are talking about this. I had no idea. I had no idea anyone was feeling like they were being left out or bullied. Oh my goodness, it's toxic here? I thought we all got along. What are you talking about?
This is some of the most delusional stuff I've heard. And
Oh
I'm like, girl, I've been rooting for Chelsea since day one, but I'm like, how are you saying this right now?
I know. I was mad about her being involved in that too.
You can see that they're all worried that they're going to become the new Anna. They're all throwing around empty apologies. They're all, it's this whole interaction just seems so insincere and so awkward and forced and weird.
Queen even apologizes to Catalina for taking her crown.
Queen does not feel bad.
No, she does not care at all.
No, this is not the Queen that I want to see. Like we love to hate Queen. In this moment, I just want to see Queen saying, "I'm not apologizing."
Yeah, being Queen.
Yeah,
but no, they're all so threatened now. They're
terrified, which they should be because they've all just kind of had a free for all up until this point. Because Matt, doesn't know how to be the Bachelor. So
they've been able to. Yeah, exactly. Well, now Matt wants to talk to Ryan because he hears that Ryan is pretty distressed too. We find out that Queen has been making fun of Ryan for being a dancer and is calling her a hoe for being a dancer. Yeah.
It's all this drama.
I'm not here for that. So Ryan's really upset about this, rightfully so. I mean, I don't want to be called a hoe by someone I might have to live with for 2 months. Hi,
Haley. Watch The Bachelor. Come talk about it with us.
Yes, please do. So Matt immediately needs to talk to Queen now because he doesn't want Queen calling people hoes. Little does he know he's been doing it this entire time. But that doesn't matter.
Did I miss something, or did we actually see Queen call Ryan a hoe?
No, we did not see any of that. So that was off camera, or at least not cut in. Because no, I don't remember seeing that either.
I bet there is some producer, some camera person out there who is kicking themselves that they missed that gem.
Yup, I'm sure there is. Maybe they thought it was too much after the escort and everything. They were just like, nah.
I can't handle any more of this.
It's too much drama for The Bachelor.
We can only handle one microaggression at a time. Thank you very much.
Exactly. It'd be a really anti-sex worker episode if it was the escort and the hoe for being a dancer.
Seriously.
By the way, it says she's a choreographer, so I don't know. Seriously, I don't know what happened there.
Even though it was not on camera, I 100% believe that Queen said that. Yep. And fuck Queen for saying that a choreographer is a hoe. Yep. We all know that Queen said that because she thought dancer meant stripper, and that's ignorant as fuck. So,
fuck Queen.
And I will say in that moment, that when Matt heard that, you can see him visibly get angry, and we've never seen Matt get mad.
No, I think you see it a couple of times in this episode. I think he's sick of it, and he really just doesn't want to be with someone who is like that. And he's seeing that there are multiple people in the house that he's kept around for instead of other girls. Yeah, and he may have fucked it up, and he's pissed about it because they ruined his chance. Yeah. So I would be mad too. So now we see Queen and Matt talking. So they're going to try to work this out. Queen opens with, I know there are things I can work on. And Matt lights up. First of all, he's just like, oh, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. It's like, okay, calm down, buddy. Just let her keep talking. He lets her know that it was Katie. And immediately, which not cool, but immediately you could see Queen's eyes stop focusing and just working. She is thinking.
One of my favorite parts of this entire meltdown that Queen was having was when she is just going on this rampage she like walks into this area that we've never seen on camera, and she goes on some rant that's like, everything was going perfect with Matt up until this point. I'm the only one who's clearly good enough to be his wife. None of these other girls are here to be his wife. I'm his wife, and everything was perfect. I'm like, girl,
You
have
haven't
not
even
had
had
one genuine interaction with him.
No.
You have not gone on a one-on-one.
No.
It's not like you, Miss Thing. You are a filler bitch at best.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, what relationship are you talking about? Why do you think you're set up to be his wife already?
Delusion. Convince yourself, girl. But it's good TV, so
It is good TV. So
I followed her on Instagram. She deserves it. Thank you.
Got it. You paid her.
Get your bag, girl.
Well, one of my favorite parts of this conversation was that Queen says the whole thing was being taken out of context. She does say that she called Ryan a hoe for being a dancer, but it was taken out of context. And Matt just pauses and like takes a breath. It's like, what context could calling someone a hoe be taken as acceptable?
This is one of my favorite Matt moments because this is where it finally clicks that he's like, oh, I'm the Bachelor and I need to be in control of this situation.
Yeah.
Because, like, obviously as the Bachelor, you don't want to be like controlling these women. That's like obviously not the thing.
Not that kind of control. Yeah.
No. But you need to be making sure that everyone has a safe space in the house and that everyone feels comfortable. And he's like, oh my God, what have I been doing?
Exactly. Like, I think he was trying to stay out of it, like stay out of the house drama. And then he was like, I can't stay out of the house drama because they're all fighting over me.
He's mad. You can see it on his face. He is livid.
He gets up and walks out. And Queen says out loud as he's walking out, am I missing something here? Yeah, you are.
This is just such a fitting cap on the Queen.
It really is. It really is. Cocktail party's over immediately. Time for the rose ceremony now. Queen is pissed at Katie. Really pissed. Calls her some names. Things are not going well. All the other girls see it. They know that Victoria's on the outs, and they see how pissed she is. Strangely enough, Victoria's still pretty confident that she's going to get through. But whatever. She literally says there's no one he can marry except me. I'm the only one here with a working brain. And I'm not even being mean. I'm being serious. I'll literally die.
Up to win the Bachelor when you storm out, run off to the production, and call all the other contestants fucking idiots, and that if it sends you home tonight, you'll literally die.
You'll literally die. And you know she's talking to production, and it's not an interview because she's just like leaning like through a bush. And it's like grainy camera.
I'll literally die.
Right here. Whatever.
Well, I'm literally dying right now too because I'm living for this.
Living for it. Oh, geez. So why don't we take a deep breath like Matt did next? Here we get our roses. So real quick. First is Brittany. Good first pick. Then we have Ryan, Rachel, Serena P, Maggie, Kit, MJ, Jasenia, Katie, Abigail, Chelsea, and Serena C. Any standouts or surprises there for you?
I mean, I'm glad she's still here, but like Maggie?
I know. Same. Like, we haven't seen any of her. Like, that's why I was like, I'm surprised, but I'm not mad.
At home, Lauren and Mari, who he's had both like actual interactions with.
Right.
And he kept Maggie. And I love Maggie. I want more Maggie screen time.
Me too.
I mean, maybe they're having a connection that we're just not seeing on camera.
Yeah. Or maybe he just like knows he hasn't really gotten to know her yet, so he's not going to send her home because he still finds something interesting.
But like, I don't know. That one was confusing to me. And I was also kind of confused by Jasenia.
I was too.
I'm just like, what? I always forget every time he says her name in a rose ceremony. I'm like, who?
Who are you? I'm the
But
same
I
with
mean,
Serena
it's
C.
still early in The Bachelor, so there's always going to be those people that fly under the radar. And
Right?
maybe next episode, now that there's less girls, we'll start to see a little more from them.
Yeah,
But
I think so too.
something to note is guess who did not get a rose?
Queen.
Well, Lori is, I agree with you there.
Yes. Yes.
I just want to say, how iconic would that be?
Oh my God. Do you think anyone would go on? Like, what kind of
Oh,
guys would be there?
oh yeah.
But what kind of men would they be?
If men went on for Claire,
Was she?
they will.
I didn't see her season though. Was she a little
I
crazy?
didn't see her season either.
Yeah.
I'm saying this like I know.
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow, I didn't like Claire.
Oh, I didn't either.
But Katie said it when she was on a couple weeks ago, and it's that she thinks that Queen will come back for Bachelor in Paradise.
I
So
can see that. More of like a game show.
no matter what, unless Queen gets like canceled, which I can see happening,
Mm-hmm.
because Queen just kind of will say anything, so I can for sure see Queen getting canceled.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but if Queen doesn't get canceled, I don't think this is the last time we'll see her in the Bachelor universe. So
I don't think no, she's gonna live on in Bachelor Nation for a while.
yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Unquestionably, this week has been a very good week for reality TV in general. Because I watch a lot of shows.
Yeah, you do.
And Queen is a great villain. She really is. She's been carrying this show. Like, I'm a
Mhm.
licensed massage therapist, and I feel like I should send her a direct message and offer my services, because her back is probably in a lot of pain from carrying the weight of this whole season on her back.
Good one.
So I'm concerned about how this show's gonna do without her, honestly.
I am too, to be
Because
honest.
I'll be honest, the rest of this episode was kind of fucking boring without
Yeah,
her. So
it kind of was. Her
yeah,
goodbye wasn't boring. How'd you feel about her goodbye?
work, girl.
I liked it too.
I'll give her a hug.
I liked it too. Just walks up with her arms crossed.
Oh,
yes!
I would
Lori,
live
you are here with the ideas.
I would live for that.
Yes, I would.
Sign me up
Yes.
for a Zoom reading. I will pay for
Right?
that Zoom link.
I'll travel out to see you next year.
Yes, 100%. Please.
So, Queen's gone. Anna's gone. Two of our most dramatic people. So, next day, everyone is pretty tired, but they're feeling more hopeful because things are a little bit lighter in the house. Sorta. Not quite over yet. So, we find out that they are now past the halfway point. I can't pay attention like that. So, we're past the halfway point. We're halfway there. The first date card comes, and it is a one-on-one. We're going to have 2 one-on-ones in a group date this episode. And this card is for Rachel. Our fairy tale begins today.
Wow.
And I'm really glad to see her on a one-on-one. And I was just thinking about it, and I felt like I'd already seen her on a one-on-one because they just have so much time together.
Yeah, she's really getting a lot of screen time.
Yeah,
so
she is. So I'm
calling it now. We will see Rachel in the final 4. I don't know how many people are in the finale of The Bachelor.
I don't either. 3? Or is it 2? I think they dwindle it down to 2.
Yeah.
I think.
We'll see her in
We'll get there. We're halfway there. It'll be a surprise.
She'll be there in the end. Let us know if you know how many they have in the end of The Bachelor. Let us know.
We know.
Where's Claire? Claire usually
right? So the date starts with a butler in white gloves coming into the house. He has a carriage waiting out. Or is it a carriage? Is it a car? It's a car, I think. It's a car this time, yeah. A car waiting outside for Rachel. Very nice. And they take her to a store where they have a stylist waiting for her. And she gets to shop around and try on clothes with him. And I like this date. I thought it was fun.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like they don't usually get dates where they get to take stuff home.
Yeah.
And
Like,
a
this
pair of
is
Louis
clearly
Vuittons.
the best date to be on.
Yeah. She got
Like,
she came in with like 10 bags of clothes and a pair of Louis Vuittons.
this date was so shady because they're like, okay, let's call all the girls down and have them sit here for when you come home and you walk in with 20 bags in your arms.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to show them your Louboutins that you got. And then while you're talking about your Louboutins, surprise, we're going to send them one other gift in a big blue box for you to wear tonight.
Yeah, I know. It was rude.
This was just the most performative date. They're like, man, Queen's gone, so we have to pull out the big guns now. We have to piss off these girls because Queen isn't here to do it for us.
Yep. I like that. So that's cute. I liked this date. I thought it was fun, but yeah, it was a little shady. I did like that Katie's coming out with like the good morals. She said that she was really happy for Rachel. She said it made her happy to see her walk in with all those bags and be so happy because she's like, that looks like fun. Like, that's really cool that she's so happy. And then she was like, it's just, it does suck that it's my Matt that's making her happy, but I just think she's so aware of herself. I like her.
I agree, Lori. I did not like that blue dress either.
Yep, I agree. I think it didn't really like flatter her, and it had nothing interesting going on. Yeah, it was boring.
No.
Yep, but we get to the dinner date with the blue dress. He's in a blue velvet suit. He looks very nice. They start talking about why she's never been in love before. She really opens up. It kind of felt like a therapy session.
Yeah.
Talking about her feeling like undeserving of love and being not confident in herself. And she projects that onto her relationships. I was like, damn, girl. You
really digging deep there.
Right? It's like, quite a bit about yourself to not have changed yet. But
yeah. But they seem to have a good time. Definitely one of the front runners.
Yeah, I agree. They take a horse and carriage home. There's no fireworks. There's no hot tub.
I know. That's literally what I wrote down.
Me too.
I wrote down Rachel opens up about not being in love. And then the next thing I wrote was no hot tub.
I love that. Oh, that's so funny. Yep, no hot tub, unfortunately.
There's actually no hot tub in this entire
I was just about to say that. It's like the first episode we've had with no hot tub.
So
what's happening?
Queen brought the hot tub.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was Queen's like specific request.
There must be a hot tub in every episode I'm in. Yes. Even if I don't go in them.
It's part of my aesthetic.
My writer.
Oh, geez. So date ends. Very cute date. I liked it. They say they're falling in love with each other, which is kind of neat. I guess a little early, but cool.
Yeah, 5 weeks.
Yeah, only halfway through, you guys.
Halfway through this process.
Excuse me. Oh, geez. So next the date card comes.
Oh, Rachel obviously gets the rose.
Oh, well, yeah, sorry. I forgot to mention that. I thought it was like a given that not in one-on-ones you just get roses.
What if she didn't?
That's why you bought her all the clothes and stuff.
They're like making out in the horse-drawn carriage. Then he's like, but I'm really sorry. I can't give you the rose tonight.
I need those shoes back too, please.
You can keep the Louboutins, but I can't give you this rose. I'd be like, girl, bye.
Whatever. Thanks for the shoes.
I'd be like, thank you for the Louboutins.
Right? I can sell this dress.
What's the real prize here?
Right? Let's be honest. The clothes, the experiences, the vacations. That's what we're here for.
Anyway, the date card.
Date card comes up. It says, love can be messy. And we have Serena P, Bree, which I cannot remember who she is. Piper, Serena
P?
Nope, Bree.
Oh.
She had a one-on-one, but I cannot
Bree had the first one-on-one. And she was the first entrance in the really pretty green dress.
Green dress. I need to see her face again.
Yeah, she was the very first girl to get out of the limo.
Okay, that was a while ago. Yeah. I agree with Steph that they need to like wear name tags or something.
Yeah, I know.
Hard.
Show name tags constantly.
Right? So we also have, let's start over. Serena P, Bree, Katie, Piper, Serena C, Ryan, Michelle, Brittany, Maggie, Abigail, Chelsea, Jasenia, and MJ, which leaves Kit for our one-on-one, finally.
I'm happy to see Kit on a one-on-one.
Me too. I am too. Abigail is pretty frustrated to be on this group date because she hasn't gotten a one-on-one yet. I don't blame her. After you get the first impression rose, you usually get a one-on-one pretty quick.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird that like he was so into her at the beginning and like hasn't really talked to her again.
Yeah. We haven't seen any interaction really from the two of them.
They had like that one moment an episode or two ago.
Yeah.
They were gonna like pinch their noses to say they were thinking about each other or something like that.
That happened. So
yeah, I'm not seeing it happen. I don't remember what the tell was though. So
I think it was like pulling on their ear.
Something stupid. Use your words, guys.
I don't know.
Michelle is actually looking really forward to this group date because she hasn't had a group date yet. So she's like excited to see what he's like in these settings. I think she has no idea what she's getting herself into.
Especially because of what this group date is.
Exactly. So they arrive at a farm because apparently Matt grew up working on farms and he calls it a proper farm. I'm not sure what that means. I've seen a lot of different proper farms in my life. No, it's not a proper farm. It's on a fucking resort's property.
Yeah, girl, bye. like a country club, like
the country club farm. Yes.
Let's go clean the horse stalls. No, not
a proper farm.
No.
The farmer has a bunch of weird relationship farm analogies I don't care to repeat.
I'm like, who is this man? And why did they get him COVID tested to be on this segment?
Yeah, it was weird. I don't think he was a farmer, but maybe.
I'm like, COVID has like taught me one thing, and that is that the people that they choose to put on these TV shows, you have to put a lot of thought into it. Every single person you see on a show, they have to get COVID tested, they have to quarantine for 2 weeks, and they have to be watched. And they have to get COVID tested again right before they go on set.
Yep.
So that man, that farmer, went through a lot of shit literally to go and make these puns. I'm like, what?
I don't know.
That's what you did?
Maybe he was just one of the producers and he put some overalls on.
It doesn't make any sense. And some of the choices that they make, I'm just like, what? Why did you have this random person there?
I agree. It's weird sometimes.
Good thing that we're, using PPE and tests on this random work.
Yeah, and you see like less extras in shows and everything. So like, what is the point?
Oh, I know. Just really random, really out of place.
I agree. The date itself, I think, is really out of place. They are shoveling like hay and wood chips into wheelbarrows. Then they're milking goats. MJ is really excited. Chris Harrison has such a weird life.
He's like, don't worry, bro. I got you.
Yes. I'll make you a star.
You can come on this poop-themed date.
Yes, we can do anything this season. COVID. So MJ thinks that she's going to step up and show Matt how confident she is and how willing she is to just to, get her hands dirty and stand out above the group. So she tries to milk this goat and it starts kicking her. And the farmer says the goat doesn't like her and asks her to stop. Which I think is so funny.
I love that.
After that, we don't see anyone else milk a goat. Now they're trying to collect eggs from the chickens, but MJ's also terrified of these chickens. The farmer brings one up to her. It's not moving at all, and she runs away screaming into Matt's arms. It's getting old, in my opinion. Yeah. Everyone else agrees. Jasenia says that she doesn't think it's authentic, and she's just trying to get attention from Matt. And yeah, she is. She's playing the game. So there's that.
One weird date.
Yep, it was weird. We see that MJ and Matt are now like tossing eggs to each other, and I thought this was funny because they were like chasing each other around the farm, and Matt runs into Piper and starts runs into her and starts making out with her. And MJ's just standing there like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go back to the group.
I mean, it was kind of stupid that MJ got mad about that. She's like, I don't know why he's kissing Piper now. I'm like, girl, it's because you're on a group date and y'all are essentially like a polyamorous group.
Yes, so that's what you're all dating the same guy.
Yeah, but
I guess someone else is gonna get one too.
Yeah, it was awkward.
It was awkward.
It was awkward. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I agree. So now we get to the group date night, and Matt immediately pulls Chelsea away to talk to her first, which is kind of nice because she hasn't gotten very much attention. So they start talking about, just her being, I guess she told him she was awkward and she gets nervous around boys. And, they say, oh, well, we like you, we like each other. Things are cute, and they're kissing. And I like Chelsea, but I don't see this at all. I don't see a connection.
I see her lasting till like final 6.
Really? You think so? Maybe
yeah.
I could see it out of intrigue, but I don't see
it solely based on editing. And they give her a lot of screen time every episode. She gets to talk for a little bit.
Yeah, I could see it, but I think that if she does stay,
she's there.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, that makes sense. But I still think that if she does stay, it's not. I think it's like out of like he's just intrigued by her. I don't see any connection or spark between them.
Yeah.
Like, and you see him like physically light up around other people. So I'm not seeing it too much.
Yeah.
She's not one of my favorites, but
I think it's like very clear front runner. She's gonna be there for a while.
I could see it. Yeah. But I don't think it's gonna. If she goes far, I think it's gonna be weird if she does. Yeah. Unless we end up seeing a ton more of her really soon.
I'm curious to see if she gets a one-on-one and what that would be like.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like if she doesn't get one soon, I'm not. Yeah. Then Abigail gets some time with Matt, which is nice because she has been feeling pretty insecure. She just opens up about that, and she, they have a nice conversation.
I do want to say here, she talks about how if her and Matt decide to have children.
Oh, yeah.
And that there's a possibility that they could be deaf. And I mean, girl, that's absolutely something you need to bring up to your partner, 100%. But it's weird that Matt doesn't even address it.
I know. He was just like, no, it's not. Like, she says something about it, like, it has been baggage in past relationships. Like, people look at it as baggage, and she doesn't. And Matt's just
like, no, I'd never leave you. But he never is like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. He's like, I think it's a strength of yours, which is.
But I don't know. He doesn't actually talk to her about it. It was weird.
It was weird.
If someone opens up to you about their ability to have children, that's a very sensitive thing. And it was weird to me that he didn't even say thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah, he does.
But he doesn't specifically say it about that though. He says it about her dad leaving.
Yeah.
He says that my dad left after I got my cochlear implant.
Yeah.
And so then he's like, oh, well, I would never leave you the way that your dad left you. That's the thing that he can relate to because his dad left him.
Yeah, he can't relate to the disability. Well, maybe he felt like he was unsure of what to say because he didn't want to be offensive.
I'm like, that's a huge thing to say to somebody, and he always wants these women to
be vulnerable.
To open up, to say the big thing. And then she said probably one of the most vulnerable things that there is. Mm-hmm. And he's just completely just...
he could have talked, instead of bringing it back to her, he could have talked about how they would make that work if they had deaf children. What that would look like and why that would be okay.
Like what she was trying to say.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that's something that I'm sure weighs on her whenever she gets into a relationship. I'm sure that's something that weighs on her when she goes into a first date. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's
right
now. Yeah. I feel like he should have said something about it, but she seemed fine with the outcome of the conversation. Maybe they did talk about it more and we didn't see it. But
yeah, that's true.
as
That's
the
true.
viewer, I would have liked to have seen that because, you know, there's not a lot of representation of like people who are deaf on reality shows like this, especially on shows like The Bachelor. So I would have liked to
Right.
have seen it.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
I agree. Let's see who else. We see a little bit from Michelle. They're doing all right. You know, she just says that it's going to take some practice to get used to it, but they're doing all right. They do a bunch of neck kissing. It's weird, but cool.
Work.
Then Matt steps away and he says that he thought that he squashed all the drama in the house, but he feels like there's still one more person here who's a part of it, and it's MJ. So he says that her name came up as being an antagonist and that she makes people feel like outsiders. MJ is just all peace and love, hippie. She just wants peace and harmony in the house, and she knows that you know, this might not look genuine, but she leads by example, and that she just is aghast that anyone could say anything about her like that because she leads by example. That is it. Yeah, well, you're not setting a very good example.
Hide behind that haircut.
Oh my God, no. She thinks that haircut. She has great hair, but that's all she is. Come on, like that's all I've seen.
Hide behind that long curly hair. Just because you have long curly hair does not mean that you are a hippie. It does not mean you're a nice person.
Nope.
That you have long curly hair and you're also mean.
Yep. Your piercings don't make you nicer.
You can be both. You can have long curly blonde hair and you can also be a bee.
Yep.
So
Brittany interrupts their conversation. MJ says, "No, I need another minute. Unless, Matt, you're done." And Matt is done. Which I loved. I love that he's like setting his limits and isn't just gonna sit there and like listen to her whine and cry about, and like she never even admitted that she did anything. So
yeah,
it's very frustrating.
You can tell that he's over it.
Yeah, you can. And then we find out from Jasenia that it was actually MJ who started the varsity versus JV talk. So she is the one who's making people feel like outsiders. And that was one big thing that like Ryan and Catalina were bothered by, was the talk of the verses.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think she's gonna go pretty soon. But then Jasenia and Matt are talking, and not yet. Sorry. Jasenia and MJ are talking, and they start asking, "Hey, you know, did you tell Matt that you said, like, you admitted it to us that you've said all this, but did you tell Matt?" And she did not. And they are very upset about this. And Katie jumps in and says that she thinks MJ is deflecting, and she just, which again, like, what does Katie do? Is she a psychologist? She's pretty self-aware.
This drama just like is so stupid to me because I'm just like,
I agree. It's frustrating to me. It's so young.
It's like Queen Junior.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
entertaining Queen.
Yes, MJ even says that she's so confident in her and Matt's relationship, and now she feels so threatened. Like, did we miss something? What relationship have you had with Matt? It's annoying. So, yeah. So that's over and done with. We get the date card for Kit. It is just Kit and Rachel. I was very confused for a second when this date card came because it was just Kit and Rachel on the couch. And I was like, where's everyone else? And they're all on the group date. Yeah. It's very confused.
On the date.
The date card says, "Kit, dinner at my place." And Kit is so excited because she was talking to him about how her and her mom cook together in the kitchen, and the kitchen is a very safe space for her. So she's thinking that he may have listened, and if he did, she's going to be really, really excited. Matt is still bothered by all this drama, but he's looking forward to Kit's date. We see him running around his house cleaning, and he's like primping himself, and he says that Kit's a little fashionista, so he has to make sure everything's in order.
Oh, and Abby gets the rose from the group date.
Oh shit, sorry. Yeah.
I mean,
that's right. For being extremely vulnerable. That's right.
Rose.
Thank you. You gotta keep me accountable.
I'm just trying to create a safe space for our viewers.
Right. Oh, that's funny. They don't need to know the solutions of things. So Kit gets to the house. It's really cute that the date's at his house, I think. She gets a little tour. They make dessert together, which is adorable. I love cooking, so I think this is really cute. And it's like an easy way to visualize yourself with someone.
Totally. Like, this was the most genuine actual date.
I agree. It was boring, but
yeah.
it was like a real date.
zoned out during this.
I did too, but it was a real date. Like,
Yeah.
no one actually
I don't
wants
want
to watch a
these
real
people
date.
in their house.
No, no one does.
I will say though, like, I would be like low-key mad if right before this Rachel got like Louboutins, and then I
would be a little jealous.
I'd be like, do I get Louboutins though?
Right? Like, thank you, but what do I get to take home?
I'd be like opening the pot, like, are they in here? Are they in the oven?
Are they under the cushions? Starts tearing all of his clothes out of his drawers.
Where are my Louboutins? Matt, you're going to invite me over here?
And she's the fashionista, too.
I love you too, Holly. Oh, I miss you so much, Miss Thing.
So then, they're talking on the couch and stuff. It's very cute. She's talking about her mom and how, this is like growing up in the spotlight of her mom. Apparently her mom's a famous fashion designer.
And she grew up Who is that?
I wanted to, but I didn't. She grew up with gold Bentleys and red carpets. So whatever. But she needs someone to help her break down her walls and to build a foundation of love. So that's what she's going to start
doing. Louis Vuittons then. So
yeah, she already has stuff.
She already has Louis.
She has so many. She probably doesn't even like them. They're too basic. The red bottoms match nothing. Oh, geez. Honestly, I don't want a pair. Don't get me a pair. The red bottoms match nothing. It would drive me crazy.
Nothing would give me more anxiety than wearing Louboutins. I'd be like, I can't scratch the bottom of my shoes.
Right? Like, that's all I would care about is the bottom of them. I scuff up nice stuff all the time, and it's whatever. But
how do you keep the bottom of your shoes not ruined? That's all I want to know.
You paint them black, and then the paint gets scratched.
Hi, Josh.
Hi, Josh.
We're just talking about Louboutins.
Yeah, we're not talking about The Bachelor anymore. Sorry.
Because this date was so boring.
It was so boring.
It was so boring that we're still talking about Rachel's date on this date.
It was 2 dates ago. 2 whole dates ago. So, whatever. They're starting to fall in love with each other. Cool. They're ready to take the deep dive. She gets the rose.
Great.
Yep, cool. Morning before the next rose ceremony. This is what I mean by covering a lot of ground. Like, I was confused reading through my notes why there were 2 rose ceremonies, and I thought I messed something up. But we're okay.
Yeah, they start the next rose ceremony.
Yep, pretty quick. So Chelsea is pretty nervous that something's going to happen and that she won't get to talk to him again because she hasn't gotten to talk to him for 3 rose ceremonies in a row. And a card comes in and it says, MJ and Jasenia, I need to know the truth. Meet me at the cocktail party before the other women arrive. That's how you decide to say that? You said the fucking card?
I just want to talk about the cinematic quality of the 2 of them pulling their bags out.
I wrote that all down. I was like, oh, damn, this is great. They bring their suitcases together and then like to a pillar and then they both like go to the other side, like opposite sides of the pillar. They look each other down and then they walk straight ahead. It was very America's Next Top Model.
Thank you, Angie. Watch The Bachelor with us and come talk to us about it.
Yeah, we can compliment Alex on her blue hair more.
Yes. But this was, as a filmmaker, I can say that this scene in The Bachelor was the most cinematic thing I've ever seen. Good on them.
It was amazing. And MJ's in a fucking black skirt suit. Like, like she's ready for business.
Like a cartoon villain.
She really did. It had like shoulder pads and big gold buttons, and then her hair is like this big blonde, like curly thing. It looked funny. It did.
Big hoops.
Yeah, the skirt was just a little bit short.
I'm like, work, girl. You do it, Miss Thing. You go in there and you be the bad bitch that you are. And her and Senya are just like fighting. And I'm like, I don't know about you, but we haven't seen this
right
now. Like, we didn't know they were fighting. So it's just coming out of nowhere. But
we don't know what's going on with these two, really. Like, we know that MJ's been catty, but we don't really know what this is about.
Yeah, I'm just like, you know what, girl, work.
Yeah, whatever. So they're just going back and forth, back and forth. I was really hoping Matt would walk in while they were still going back and forth.
I know. I'm like, Matt, come. I need you to see it. We need to see them.
Exactly. And I like that MJ has two quotes, like almost back to back. The first one is big hair, big hoops, big energy tonight. Get your popcorn. And the next one is, this is embarrassing. I speak peace and harmony. Pick a character.
Pick Elaine, Miss Thing. But what a good cliffhanger for them
to really end. Is. Yeah, so that's how it ends. We don't see Matt, or Matt walks in, sits down, that's it. And then we see there's a rose on the table.
One rose.
Yeah. One rose.
To end it all.
I think Jasenia's going to go home because she speaks a little bit, I don't know. I think that the way she speaks comes off a little mean sometimes.
Yeah. And we know Matt wants to send home the non-aggressor in these situations. So
yeah. And I could see her getting loud and MJ sitting there and speaking peace and harmony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't be surprised. I also won't be surprised if he sends them both home.
Yeah, I agree, actually. That's what I think he probably should do. So that's the episode tonight. Last night, I guess. It's kind of boring, but it was a lot of girl drama, as always. So who was your love connection for tonight, Alex?
Well, it's obviously Rachel.
Okay.
The obvious love connection here is Rachel. Mm-hmm. You know, he spent the most time with her today. Their date seemed the most sincere.
Mm-hmm.
I still think my front runner is no. After this, I think my front runner is Rachel.
Yeah.
Followed by Michelle. I see a Michelle, Rachel, possibly maybe like a Serena.
I could see Serena P doing okay.
Yeah, Serena P in the finals, but yeah, definitely Rachel is.
Rachel this time for you.
Week. What about you?
I'm with Kit this episode. I really liked that they had a nice date that wasn't all pomp and circumstance. Like, it was boring to watch, but they seemed comfortable together, and I thought it was sweet. They're just, sitting on the couch, and they both said that they could, tell that she said she wasn't, and he said he could tell that she wasn't reaching for anything, which I think you see a lot on dates. So I liked her. I thought that was nice. And who was your hot mess?
Okay, so my hot mess was the producers who tried really, really hard to create drama after Queen left. Once Queen is gone, no, my hot mess is the rest of the season after Queen's gone.
The whole season?
The whole rest of the season is the hot mess, because once Queen is gone, where are they going to go? All these girls don't know how to fight and make it interesting. All these girls are just boring, and maybe I'll be surprised. So for me, the hot mess is the producers who let Queen go too soon.
Very fair. Very fair. Gotta agree. My hot mess express this week is going to be the farm relationship analogies about having to shovel shit, literally, and also in relationships. Those got me. I thought that was a mess. And just Matt saying that he's a farm boy. I thought that was a mess too. I don't care. He's not a farm boy.
I'm a girl. No, you're not.
No.
You're not a farm boy.
Nope. That whole date. It was horrible.
Hello, Christina.
Hi, Christina.
I love that you watched The Bachelor for the first time last night.
Yay, welcome.
And if you own a pair of red bottoms, then you can afford a man. Red bottoms.
Good
Christina.
point.
Love
Very
you
good
to
point.
too. Tell the family that I say hello, and we'd love to have you on the podcast, Christina. I'll send you a
watch
message.
again.
Yeah.
Please do.
Well, guys, that brings us
That's
to the end of our show today.
Yep.
You can follow me on Alex Knows It All. Just look it up. You'll find me anywhere.
Anywhere.
Then you can follow Kendra on Instagram and on Twitter. And as always, you can follow the Couch Potato Queens, like our little ticker at the bottom says.
Yes.
Couch Potato QWNZ. And make sure you like and subscribe and watch The Bachelor and come talk to us about it next week, guys.
Please do. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.